In northern Australia, communities are facing an anxious and uncertain moment as Tropical Cyclone Fina continues to move through the region, bringing powerful winds, heavy rain, and widespread disruption. This system, which rapidly intensified over warm ocean waters, has strengthened into a severe Category 3 cyclone. With sustained winds reaching around 150 kilometers per hour and even stronger gusts sweeping across coastal areas, the storm has become a serious threat to Darwin and surrounding communities in the Northern Territory. As of the latest reports, Cyclone Fina tracked close to the coastline near Darwin, moving slowly but steadily. Its slow pace has caused concern among meteorologists, as it increases the risk of prolonged exposure to destructive winds and intense rainfall. Experts warn that conditions could worsen as the system continues westward toward the Timor Sea and potentially strengthens further before weakening over land. The most affected areas include Darwin, the Tiwi Islands, and nearby coastal communities stretching between Cape Don and the Daly River region. Authorities issued severe weather warnings as the storm approached, urging residents to stay indoors, avoid travel, and secure loose items around their homes. In response, Darwin Airport suspended operations, public transport services were disrupted, and many businesses closed as a precaution. Emergency shelters were opened to provide refuge for vulnerable residents, while response teams remained on standby around the clock. Strong winds toppled trees, damaged power lines, and left thousands without electricity. Streets were covered in debris, and flash flooding made certain areas difficult or unsafe to access. At Royal Darwin Hospital, part of the ceiling was damaged during intense winds, though emergency services acted quickly to maintain patient safety. For many families, the storm meant long hours without power, uncertain communication, and the fear of what might happen next. Parents worked to keep children safe and calm as the howling wind and heavy rain battered homes throughout the night. One resident shared that the sound of the wind alone was like standing beside a freight train, describing the sleepless hours as the storm moved dangerously close to the city. Authorities have repeatedly stressed that the danger does not pass once the eye of the cyclone moves on. Flooding, downed power lines, and structural damage continue to pose risks. Emergency officials urge people to avoid floodwaters, stay off the roads unless absolutely necessary, and monitor official updates. Meteorologists also caution that more heavy rainfall could worsen conditions, especially in low-lying areas where water may take time to recede. Cyclone Fina is being described as unusual for this time of year, raising concerns about changing weather patterns and the increasing intensity of storms in the region. While emergency teams continue their work, the storm has become a sobering reminder of how quickly life can change when nature unleashes its full force. Yet amid the chaos, there has also been resilience. Neighbors checked on one another, emergency workers braved dangerous conditions, and communities pulled together in quiet acts of solidarity. As Cyclone Fina continues its journey, officials remain focused on public safety and post-storm recovery efforts. Assessment teams are preparing to evaluate damage, restore power, and support families who have been impacted. For now, residents are urged to remain cautious, follow emergency instructions, and prioritize safety above all else. In times like these, staying informed and supporting one another makes a real difference. If you live in a cyclone-prone area, remember to stay prepared, have an emergency plan, and check on vulnerable neighbors whenever it is safe to do so. We'll continue to follow this situation closely and bring you updates as they become available. For now, our thoughts are with everyone affected as they navigate the difficult hours ahead and begin the road to recovery. Stay safe, stay informed, and take care of one another.